So recently on Tumblr, people have been asking me, have I ever considered giving up on music? And the reality is, yeah, of course I have. It's hard and it's scary, and sometimes life throws things at you that make it really easy to want to give up, but I haven't. And that means something. Despite the fact that it would have been very easy to walk away more times than I can count at this point, I haven't yet. And I don't think I will. And it's not because I'm the best or that I think I'm gonna be incredibly successful. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I also know that, one, I've spent the majority of my life playing this instrument. I've spent even more of my life in music, and as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be a professional musician. So yeah, I do have a unique perspective, having my childhood dream actually in my reach, but it's still something that hasn't been an easy decision or something that I've taken lightly. Some of you who've talked to me know that I actually applied for both music and math for undergrad. I wasn't sure whether I really wanted to go into music or whether I was good enough to go into music, and so I hedged my bets and applied to dual degree programs as well as a few schools for just math. And when I was making my decision between which schools I was going to go to, I ended up choosing Toronto because it was the one school where I couldn't double degree. And I made that decision, one, because I loved the school, I loved the teacher, and I loved the city, but two, because it would be me 100% trying to do music. And that seemed like the best choice. I didn't give myself an out because I was scared I was going to take that out. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to make it. I didn't pass any of my pre-screenings when I went into undergrad. Literally none of them. But I still got into music school, and I still had some people who were interested in working with me, so I took it as a chance that I could do it. Those of you who know me when I got to Toronto know how much of a brat I was, especially my first 2 years there. I covered for my insecurities with overconfidence, and I also didn't really open up to people. I thought I knew it all, or at least I wanted people to think I knew it all, because I thought that would make me look like a better musician, but it wasn't going to. The only thing that was going to make me a better musician was hard work. And that was also the year where I had my second surgery. For those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed when I was 15, and then again when I was 18 with a benign oral tumor in my jaw. It requires surgery to remove, and no one could really guarantee that I was going to play flute again, the first time or the second time. First time, clearly I came back from because I got into music school. But the second time was different because I was older, I knew better, and I knew how hard it was the first time. So I was completely terrified. And it was kind of a humbling experience to have to rebuild again. Because I was 18, I was in music school, I wasn't supposed to be starting from the beginning. But that also made me stronger because I had to work so much harder to get back to where I was and then to get better. So instead of using it as an excuse to quit, it pushed me to be better, and that's something I'm really proud of. When I was applying for my master's, it's like I didn't really question that I was supposed to do my master's. I had kind of gotten over all of my insecurities, so I thought, and was like, yeah, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I will get into my master's program and I'll win an orchestra job and I'll be right with the world. And I only got into one school. And yeah, it was a great school, but I only got into one. I, again, was kind of knocked back because I expected to get in more places. And I didn't. And that's not because I'm a bad player, though at the time I kind of considered, am I good enough? Am I going to be good enough? Is this worthwhile? Is it going to be worth 2 years of my life and however much money to do a degree? Am I good enough? And again, I had great teachers and I had an incredible family, and at that point I had a great support system who reminded me that no, that one school that I got into was incredible. And that one school wanted me. So yeah, I should go. And yeah, I should do this. And yes, it might be hard, but I can do it. So in my master's, there were a lot of things that happened that made me question whether I was right for this world. Some of which were in my control and some of which weren't. But I really did consider not leaving, but kind of finishing my degree and not continuing in music afterwards. But I had amazing friends and again amazing family who talked me out of it and reminded me that yes, this is what you've always wanted to do. And maybe the path you're on isn't exactly the right one, but I'm sure there is one that you can find. And talking to my teacher, we figured out that new music was really where I was passionate and where I was happiest and what I wanted to do the most. And so we figured out a way to build my degree around that. And suddenly those questions I had about whether I was right for the school and right for music went away because I found my niche. So that was a huge thing. And then I moved to Chicago and I was so excited and so ready because I'd found my niche, I knew what I wanted to do. And then I moved here and realized that it wasn't as easy as knowing what I wanted to do. Because yeah, I knew all the things that I had to do, but doing them was way harder. Obviously, a lot of you guys have seen the video where I kind of open up about the struggles I was having and the questions I was having and promised to do better. And that was a low point because I really wasn't playing and I wasn't doing anything I wanted to, and I felt like I was not a musician anymore. And that was really scary and pushed me to do better. And it could have easily pushed me in the other direction to quit completely. But again, this is all I've ever wanted, and I knew how happy music makes me. So I tried to find a way to get back to that. And then you get the 365. And yes, I do occasionally question whether this completely over the top thing that I'm doing is right, but it makes me happy and I get to play flute every day and I get to work with people that I enjoy working with and I get to talk about music every day, and that means a lot to me, and that's actually really what drives me to do better. So yes, I have considered quitting, and yes, I probably will still consider quitting in the future, but every time my support system and my just me as a person reminds myself that I'm a musician and that's where I should be, and giving up isn't really an option anymore.